For me to keep things moving and meet so many of you in person, I just want to say thank you to our hosts, to INPO and to the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation Brazil, and of course to Mara Consultants as well. Thank you to all our sponsors. All of them have been invaluable to helping us finance and get this symposium going. Thank you to our satellite event hosts, the support technical and catering teams, the contributors, the delegates in person and online. The value of this meeting, everyone, will be judged by how we take all the discussions forward and embed the role of science and knowledge into the implementation of BBNJ, and I wish you all the best with that. So now let's get the closing ceremony underway. If I could invite all our participants in the ceremony to make their way to the stage. And our first speaker will be Malu Nunes, who is Executive Director of the Boticario Group Foundation for Nature Protection. Maria Amalia. Malu, hi. Thank you. Thank you so much. 2 to 3 minutes? Yes, yes. No, it's quick.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we close the symposium, I look at the room and I see and I feel a great sense of urgency and also a great feel of hope. The discussions we had here at the Museum of Tomorrow, the Museu do Amanhã, prove that we have a lot of relevant knowledge. Now we need the collective will to turn these ideas into action. The Boticario Group Foundation is celebrating 35 years of dedication to nature conservation. And since our very first day, the ocean has been a priority for us. We understand that it's impossible to have a healthy planet without a healthy ocean. Not always is easy to explain this for other audiences, but it's true and it's important to repeat. We know that throughout these decades of Boticario Foundation, we have learned that we cannot do this alone. So we have built a strong network of partners to protect our waters. And I see many, many familiar faces and new allies here these days. I would like to thank INPO, Andre, and all the partners who made this event possible. Our commitment to the future is based on the principles of co-design and collaboration, which are also at the heart of UN Ocean Decade. I was seeing Alison and Julian a few minutes ago there. So to solve the challenge of the high seas and BBNJ, we must bridge the gap between science and policy. We must work together to ensure that all the efforts are integrated and effective. But more important, we must follow the most vital promise of this global agenda, which is to leave no one behind. True conservation must include traditional communities, the youth, the global south, and all the diverse perspectives. So on behalf of Boticario Group Foundation, I thank you all for being part of this journey. Let's keep working together. Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon. As we all are here gathered, I'm convinced that BBNJ is very close to all of our hearts. And during the past 3 days, we have learned from a variety of experts on a diverse array of topics, including biodiversity in areas beyond national jurisdiction, the science policy interface, scientific and governance perspectives on climate change, the scientific technical body, traditional knowledge, in the implementation of the BBNJ agreement, marine generic resources, finance for science, and many other topics. Likewise, we heard robust presentations during the multiple satellite events kindly hosted by many organizations attending the symposium on high seas MPAs, science to law pathways, lessons learned from the Eastern Tropical Pacific, the Sargasso Sea, and many other very interesting topics. I'm sure we are going back home with a better understanding of the many technical elements of the agreement, and perhaps with new ideas on how we can collaborate for its effective implementation. On behalf of the High Seas Alliance, an alliance of more than 70 non-governmental organizations following the BBNJ discussions since many years ago, I would like to deeply thank the government of Brazil, INPO, Mara, and the hard work in coordinating this impressive symposium for gathering us in beautiful but rainy Rio de Janeiro. I also would like to thank each of you for your proactive participation, interest, great energy, and motivation during the symposium. In concluding, I would like to emphasize that the BBNJ agreement is a victory of multilateralism for the ocean and for humankind, and that the universal ratification of the agreement is not merely a symbolic goal, but it is a practical imperative. It will foster a cohesive international legal framework, promote meaningful cooperation, and ensure that all states and stakeholders can contribute to and benefit from a rules-based international order for governing and sustaining our global commons. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria Amália. Can I ask if Eden is online? Eden, você nos escuta?
Yes,
Sim,
I
por
can
favor,
hear you very
Eden.
well. Thank
The
you.
screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Andre. First of all, I would like to thank INPO for the initiative of bringing the third BBNJ symposium to Brazil, and also congratulate everyone that was involved in the organization and all the attendants. It was a very high quality event. It had a very solid agenda, and I'm sure that will contribute to the implementation of the treaty. One thing I would like to highlight is that the BBNJ marks a watershed moment in ocean governance. It complements UNCLOS, which is, at least to my mind, one of the, if not the greatest achievement of multilateral diplomacy, establishing a wide-ranging legal regime and governance framework for the seas, which comprise the largest part of our planet Earth. And now with the BBNJ, we finally have this the rules of the road and the institutional framework to deal with the areas beyond national jurisdiction with regard to the biodiversity that is there. But the adoption and the entry into force of the treaty, they are great achievements, but they are only the first phase, the first step. Now it falls to us as international community to develop the treaty's mechanisms as better as we can, as well as you can, and make it deliver on its promises. So I think we need to have a lot of unity in this endeavor, and understand each other's position, and be advised and informed by the best science and knowledge available. So in this sense, this symposium is very, very important, particularly as we are reaching the final prep con for the treaty and the first conference of the parties. So beyond that, it falls us as well as in our national capacities as managers, as academia, as civil society, to develop how we are going to implement in the national level the BBNJ. And there is an interplay there between the decisions that we'll be having in the third PrepCon and the Conference of the Parties, and how we are going to work at the national level. So something that's very important is to look for ways to harmonize the decisions of the treaty with what exists in the countries and what are the models and practices available. So also in this sense, the symposium is very, very useful. Finally, I'd like to just to make a reference. I believe that many of you will be at the third PrepCon in a little bit over a week from now. I know that some of my colleagues from the Brazilian delegation will be there. And yeah, just bring with you the knowledge and the context and the relationships that you have been farming throughout these years for this third PrepCon to work towards a common goal, which is the full and effective implementation of the treaty. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Evan. So now I would like to pass on the floor to Mr. David Freestone, the Secretary of the Sargasso Sea Commission.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you very much. So great honor on behalf of myself and my colleagues in the Sargasso Sea Commission. It's a great honor to, sorry, I made a mistake like that before, should learn, right? Great honor, I'll start again. It's a great honor to be invited to participate in the final closing of the conference. Particularly on behalf of my colleagues who've been involved in this. And so I'd like to thank particularly Andre from INPO and Murray from Mara Consultants, and of course our government hosts as well, for their hospitality and for organizing this amazing event. This is the third one, and we've been pleased to be sponsors of all three of those symposia. And at the first conference I said, I think this is a really interesting example of what we call an epistemic community, right? This is a community that has its own language, and the defining factor of the BBNJ epistemic community is it knows what BBNJ stands for. And what I think has been amazing in this meeting is that we've got bigger. So our epistemic community is now really becoming global. So that's a really sign of success, and I think the issues that we've been discussing have been really riveting and very, very significant. Now, this particular meeting is particularly significant for us as a Sargasso Sea Commission for two reasons. The first one, it's our birthday. Yesterday, the 11th of March, is the 12th anniversary of the signing. The 12th anniversary of the signing of the Hamilton Declaration on Collaboration for the Conservation of the Sargasso Sea. That had 5 signatories first, now has 10. So that's great. So 12, I'm quite surprised that even my grandchildren aren't 12 yet. So I'm really... The second one is really very, very auspicious, and I'm being given special permission to make this first public announcement about this initiative, which has been launched by the governments of Bermuda and the UK in relation to the Sargasso Sea. So I'm hoping this is a significance that has much broader significance than just our project. So I don't usually use notes, which is why I make a lot of mistakes, but I haven't been instructed by the Foreign Office I need to read this out. So I say I'm excited to announce the fact that a new initiative has been launched by the governments of Bermuda and the United Kingdom, which will seek to gather wider support among the signatories of the BBNJ agreement, which we're calling Hamilton 2, after the last one. This new draft declaration acknowledges the global importance of conserving the Sargasso Sea and provides a mechanism for the signatories to signal political support for developing a collective ABMT proposal under the BBNJ agreement. Note verbal, diplomatic notes, and the draft declaration have been circulated to all the signatory states to the BBNJ agreement, and the UK will host a side event on the margins of the upcoming PrepCon. And there will be, the draft instrument also provides an opportunity for non-government parties to sign. So non-government organizations to sign. So I hope you see this as a wider significance than just our project, because this is actually an attempt by a group, and it will not just be those two entities who will be promoting this. I'm sure there'll be a lot of other allies to actually mobilize a specific provision, a specific initiative to make proposals under the BBNJ agreement. So I'm delighted. I hope you share my excitement, and thank you all for being here and taking part in what's been an absolutely tremendous event. So thank you.
Dave, I might say that you look quite young for 20 years old. And congratulations on the initiative. May I call now my good friend Murray, my brother in arms and also in a lot of problems.
Problems?
No problem.
Problems? We only see solutions, Andre. So yes, one of the problems I didn't anticipate in Rio was the weather would be worse than in Scotland. I brought my swing shorts. I haven't used them once. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here. And I mean, what fun we've had. I mean, the conversations have been amazing. Hermione rattled off some statistics quite quickly. But I think you said 59 panelists. I mean, I think, could we applaud the panelists one last time? Thank you, thank you. Because that's what's made this symposium, right? It's the interventions, it's the discussions. And when I was lucky enough to speak at the start of the symposium, I said network and talk, and goodness, that's happened. Sometimes the chat's been so loud, it's been coming into the room from the coffee areas. But that's good, because that's what these meetings are really about. They're convening a space where we can all come together and we can all talk. And I think it's kind of interesting just to go back to some what feels like a month ago or more, but it was only a couple of days, when Adam McCarthy and Janine Coy-Felsen really kicked our meeting off with some tremendous thoughts. Adam said that, set a challenge to create living, breathing set of institutions. Create a living and breathing set of institutions. I mean, that's the way to use the language, isn't it? It's quite dry when we talk of IFBs. We use the sort of lingua franca of this treaty and the world within which we all work. I saw a question from Andre asking, could we, as the organizers, make a glossary of all the acronyms? So Andre's agreed to do that, which is very nice of him. No more problems, he says. He's getting angry with me. But that's the way we make it real. We make it real by making it human, bringing it back to all those points. And then I thought the best quote for me, from the entire week, goes to Janine. I'm sorry, Adam, if you're listening. I don't think he is. But if you are, Adam, I apologize. Janine's quote was wonderful. I'm just going to show my age quickly, because I've got to get this quote absolutely right. How well does knowledge travel from discovery to decision? That's our challenge, right? How well does the knowledge that we generate travel from discovery to decision? That's, in effect, a strapline of this symposium. So thank you very much, I think, to Janine for that. And I hope that in a small way, the discussions and the conversations here have helped with that, and then topped off with a very exciting announcement from the Sargasso Sea Commission. And huge congratulations on that. So I will wrap it up there with just some final thanks to everyone, as we've heard, who sponsored this meeting, and to everyone who got behind those satellite events with your support and your sponsorship to those events. That's massively appreciated, and what a rich program that we've had. I would just like to end by saying that plans for the fourth symposium are underway. We hope to make announcements on that very, very soon, but I wanted to see how this meeting went, how the conversations developed, and I think to see how the PrepCom goes to make final decisions on how that's going to land. And to conclude, very good wishes for the PrepCom. Thank you very much.
All right, so we arrive at the official end of it, but the event is not over yet. We still have side events this afternoon, quite intriguing and challenging as well. We are very much thrilled with the outcomes, so much knowledge and wisdom shared amongst 59 panelists. We have identified, recognized the challenges that we have ahead in the implementation part of it, but also we have found good solutions and good ideas floating through the halls of this Museum of Tomorrow. So we are thinking about tomorrow. At the same time, we are very thankful for the people who made this happen. And these include not just us, the organizers, the panelists, the chairs of the panels, but also our beloved volunteers. Thank you very much for helping us out. And one thing that kept popping up, because the importance of having such a symposium here in Brazil is actually not just for us to recognize the number of acronyms that we have in the BBNJ itself, but also to see how important it is to absorb this new framework in Brazil, in Latin America, in the Global South as general. And for that, many provisions already in place for the BBNJ became very important, such as capacity building, transfer of marine technology, and then, of course, you have the CHM of the DIS and the ABMT. But all of those will be now in the heart of the Brazilian community. So answering Adam, thank you very much. INPO, the National Institute for Ocean Research, is ready to contribute to the implementation of the BBNJ from the Brazilian side. We are aimed at organizing a network of more than 1,400 scientists in Brazil. We are struggling to get our data infrastructure up and running so we can combine biodiversity with physical, chemical, biogeochemical data. Moreover, we're trying to develop calibration in the country, new instruments, low cost, so we can democratize science and research can become. As you have seen, as beautifully shown by Margaret this morning, the knowledge gaps in the South Atlantic will be a major gap in the BBNJ implementation. And we are ready with our brothers in Africa to solve this, together with Argentina, Uruguay, and other partners in South America. So because of that, INPO is also looking at traditional knowledge and indigenous knowledge, which is so keen to our hearts. So it's not just the relationship we have with over 200 nautical miles, but how that influences our daily lives and even our identity. So Brazilians are a marine people. And of course, we love Iemanjá. And I hope you go back home thinking about Iemanjá. I would also highlight that the program that you received in that small bag, that used to be a fishing net of this ambitious project that run here in the state of Rio that is taking fishing nets out of the water and producing other goods, recycling, upcycling, reusing it. So please use it and spread the word for Marulho and Bia. And also, yes, I would also like to highlight that we have outside, together with the coffee break, Cida and Isis. Isis was here yesterday speaking in Portuguese to all of you, which was beautiful to see. So they are now producing algae food from a very innovative cuisine, totally driven by the Caiçara people, so the coastal local communities here in Rio de Janeiro, Paraty more specifically. So please go there, have a taste, talk to them. They are super happy with your feedback on the algae, macroalgae food. And, of course, I need to thank our sponsors, Fundação Grupo Boticário, Ocean Pact, High Seas Alliance, Oceana, Mar Viva, Pew, CLS, Tara, Hare, and Sonadyne. Wonderful. Thank you very much for being here with us. We have combined this together with the audience, enterprises, NGOs, a group of NGOs, 70 NGOs for the High Seas Alliance, and that was beautiful to see. Particularly, thank you, our friends from Costa Rica, Guatemala, and other Latin countries. We all love Bad Bunny. So this could not have been done, and for you participating in this event, I'm very happy to hear from the corridors that this was really interesting and important. And now, us from INPO and Mara, we have this legacy. So we have the idea of producing a report, but also something very quick with the main outcomes of this event and make it publicly available, hoping that the knowledge produced and shared here together with the wisdom that each one of you has placed in this event, will be up in the world so we can have a better PrepCom and also, hopefully, a good first COP. So we can have this wisdom as part of this. But none of this, if you imagine that there were 100 people working behind the scenes, let me tell you that we have been meeting between 4 to 6 very special people for the last months. And so I would like now to call in at stage. First of all, Hermione, please. I would also like to call Priscilla, please, at stage, on stage. I can't see Katie. Where is Katie? Katie, come down here. Leave the projections for a bit. And I would like to call Anna Weiss as well, please. So please, the 4 of you at the center stage, come on, come on. You were never shy to listen to all our troubles. You were never shy to help us out. Murray. So this is a small token of appreciation for all the work that you have done. Thank you, Hermione. Just a small gift. Obrigado. So you have no idea how these wonderful women were instrumental for this to happen. So by this, I would like to close the event thanking them and thanking you. Thank you. It's not over.
No, Andre gets the last word. No, so remember, it's lunchtime now. Enjoy a break. We'll be back here at 2:15, and then at 2:30, at 2:15, we will be showing our lovely tribute film. Then 2:30, back in here for the first of this afternoon's satellite events. Thank you to everyone for a great closing ceremony and whatever's in this bag. Thank you very much.